So I went to Amoeba Records in Hollywood, California. Sadly, one of the few record shops left in the area. And if you're in LA or you've been visited LA and love music, you collect music, CDs, records, you know about Amoeba Records. It's one of my favorite record shops and shops in ever. So you can spend hours there, literally. You have so much to see. So anyways, I picked up the new album. Well, actually, it's not new. It's from 2004, but it's new on vinyl. And here's the record that I got. Social Distortion, Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll. Album is just album cover. I love it when bands choose a badass album cover, even though the music is what matters. But I don't know, I love when they have a good or an amazing looking album sleeve or cover. This one has the legendary guitar from Mike Ness. And if you haven't seen Social Distortion live, you need to do yourself a favor and see them live. Mike Ness is an amazing frontman, very energetic. Their shows are just badass. And seeing this guitar just live, I've seen them live so many times, but seeing it in person was just amazing. So they came out. This is the 6th album in their discography. And I love all their records. Of course, Mommy's Little Monster, their debut, is an amazing record. I'm going to be talking about that in future videos. But I, as a Social Distortion fan, find myself going back to Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll more than any of their other albums. Even the self-titled, which is a fan favorite, for me, we all have our different tastes, and I love that album, obviously. So many hits, and they're great songs. But this album, to me, I keep going back to. I love this album. Their first single, which I heard back in 2004, before this album came out. The first single from this album was, and only single, I believe, was Reach for the Sky. And it starts off with the album. That's the first track. Amazing song, just powerful. And the rest of the songs are just amazing. I love this album so much. So that's why I wanted to make this video, that if you have not heard this album, besides the single, Reach for the Sky, if you haven't heard this album from beginning to end, especially if you're a Social Distortion fan, it's a must. It's great. And I recommend, I always say this, that I strongly believe that if you truly love a band and love their albums, it's important to really focus on that album, man. This is what I mean. Not just, we all listen to music in the car, or we put music on and we're doing something. Of course, that's part of life, especially if we're music lovers. But some albums, or especially from your favorite band, I think it's important to sit, to focus on the album, put on your headphones, and it's therapeutic, I think, just to chill out and really listen to an album from beginning to end. I think that's what albums are, how albums are meant to be heard. But yeah, so many great tracks here. Footprints on My Ceiling is my favorite track from this album. So yeah, this came out in 2004. Before this album came out, we had a White Light, White Heat, White Trash. Was super great album. Came out in 1996. So we had quite a big gap between that album, White Light, White Heat, White Trash, and Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll. Sometimes when bands take a while to put out albums, we get a little antsy and we start asking what's going on. And sometimes it's for the best. In this case, Mike Ness was going through his thing, doing his thing. He put out 2 solo records. And in 2004, once again, they released this great album. So the wait was worth it. And I highly recommend checking this album out. awesome album. It's great. It was just released on or re-released on vinyl. So yeah, I recommend picking this up. Amazing album, and so many great songs. So many great songs. It's awesome listening to music on Spotify, Pandora, but also I feel, especially your favorite albums, it's awesome to have them in a physical format as well. So yeah, Social Distortion, 2004, amazing album, Sex, Love, and Rock and Roll.